Hi, howdy, welcome back. If you can't tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be looking at the Mojito palette by The Beauty Crop. Okay, if this is your first time here, feel free to reach down and hit like. If this is not your first time here, feel free to reach down and hit subscribe, then like. Either or, whatever makes you comfortable. Okay, I stumbled across this palette online, and I emphasize stumble. I was not even looking for another palette. I just happened to, I think on Facebook looking at gardening groups, oddly enough, and I came across this. Now, I have just had my less than wonderful experience with Melt Cosmetics. So I returned the palette, their Smoke Sessions, which was this beautiful greens palette. Returned it because it wasn't a good palette. It wasn't anything. And then this popped up. I'm gonna open it up. In fact, what I'm going to do is it's got this cool little plastic thing. I haven't even tried this out yet. I just got it in the mail. That is the palette. I know the cardboard itself is really kind of trippy, but it was a greens palette and I was super swayed. And this was so much cheaper than the Melt Cosmetics one. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a whirl. I mean, it can't be worse than the Melt Cosmetics one, but let's find out, okay? How is the lighting, guys? I am trying to improve on the lighting and the camera and all of that. So I am trying to get a little bit closer and I am trying to make sure it's a little bit more visible. Okay. This is one of, I want to say like 4 palettes Beauty Crop has out. And yes, they're all kind of like drink themed. And the Mojito is the green one. And all of the colors like white rum, minty, shaker, garnish, lime, sprig, refreshing, icy, juicy, cool, coaster, and muddle. And these are actually what I'm seeing, and what I'm seeing on there, it's actually a pretty straight representation of these colors. It's not even like weirdly off kilter by the lighting. We're gonna, let's swatch some of these. Let's see how they look. Oh my God, that is soft. It actually reminds me a lot of the old Celestial shades that were on the Charlotte Tilbury. Ah! Fudge. Fudge on a stick. Give me 1 second, because I just realized I double dipped my finger. That drives me bonkers. So give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Okay, start off with this. Yeah, this reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury's. That is definitely a shade of green. Like when I was originally looking at it, I thought it was a gold. But when you see it in person, it's like a spring green, like a lime green almost. See, minty, shaker, garnish. Okay, that's just the whole top row. Actually, these are more pigmented than I thought they would be. I'm curious to see how they apply. Like, I don't even want to get my hopes up after the Smoke Cosmetics. Wow, that one goes on soft. And a lot more pigmented than I expected. Ooh, something tells me I'm going to be playing with this one a lot. Like, I have just been looking for a greens palette that's a little bit more diverse than what I have gotten in the past. So I put in an order for a couple of places. This one I just happened to come across, and I don't think I even paid 20 bucks for this. I think this was like a $10 palette or 15, something like that. It was not expensive. So far, for what I paid for it, we're looking, I don't know, I'm not liking the texture of the refresh like this one, but I like the color. Okay, here's the glitter one. Let's see how that, wow, that's very, very glittery. Let's try it out. Straight up. Ooh, I'm liking that. I think these might actually have a lot of colors in common with Melt Cosmetics' Smoke Session. Is that a straight black? Okay, so it's a shifting color. It looks black, but in the light, it's like a duochrome that also goes green. And then, yeah, that is just straight glitter. I can tell you already, like, while this is beautiful, I probably will not be using that one very often because I actually kind of shy away from glitter. And like, this is, ooh, dripping glitter on everything. Okay, let's try the coppery color in the corner. That looks like glitter too. No, 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 no. That's, ooh, look at that. That is more of a metallic. Okay, I'm liking the mattes so far. These are just like some pigmented mattes. Okay, that's surprisingly soft and pretty. Oh! I was not picturing that shade of like teal almost. Tealish purple in that. Let's see. Oh, that is a green. That is definitely a green. Ooh. And our last color. Boom, boom, boom. That's green too. Like, it doesn't even look it in the pan. Like, it really doesn't, but this is definitely a dark shade of green. It's almost like a hunter green. I am super curious now. Let's see how this goes. And that is our swatch palette from this palette. I mean, I'm low grade surprised how well some of these colors came out and how soft this is. I was not expecting for the price point that it would be nearly as pliable as it is. You know what? Let's give a go of putting some of these on. Trying to decide what and how we should put this on. This is a tough one. The bottom has almost a little bit more of a tealy blue tone, whereas that is definitely, okay. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see if this manipulates a little bit better than our Cosmetics did. Let's start off with Garish, see what we can work up. It is a nice matte. Now, if I'm looking off camera, that's because I have a mirror over here, and I am okay, it's pigmented, but at the same time, it is not like the color. It's one of those ones you're definitely going to have to build up. For the price, it's doing better than I thought it would. I'm used to things performing a little bit at a higher level, but for what I paid for this is actually not turning out terribly. Wow, it looks a lot more pigmented on this camera than it does in the side mirror, like a lot more. Okay, I'm not hating it. Let's see if we can just get that built up just a touch more. Let's do a different look on each eye and see where that takes us. I'm a little surprised how much that has dyed my brush right out the bat. Ooh. So whenever we get around to washing these, it's definitely going to be one of those things that's green bubbly. Kind of like Witch's Brew. Okay, we've got the Garish. Let's dip into the white rum. And I think we're gonna try a little bit of the Refresh as well. But we're gonna use the white rum kind of like a blend shade on the top. Ooh, that comes out a lot sparklier than I expected. You know what, let's just rotate this slightly. That is that kind of day. Yep, it has been that kind of day. Okay, now in person, this is much more of a cool tone. This white rum is definitely a green, but it is much softer. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's much icier. And it's got a lot more glitter in it. There we go. And then let's just adjust the lighting just a touch more. There we go. Okay, so we've got white rum around. If you can tell, it is green. It is definitely like a pastel spring green, but it's definitely got a lot more glitter in it, and it's blending really nicely with the garish. Like, I'm a little surprised. It almost feels like it's going to blend itself away though. Okay, so we've got the garish. Let's try the refresh as our next color. We're going to do refresh on the lid. How is everybody doing? In case anybody's curious, my state is not going backwards in lockdown. We seem to be almost paused. We were supposed to be a full opening soon, but the way things are going, I don't think that's going to be the case. Now, all of our major groceries are Walmart, Myers, Strachan Van Til's, even Kroger's is requiring masks as of someday in this following couple days. Like in 2 days, Walmart's supposed to be going that way. On Monday, Strax I think is Thursday. I want to say Myers is like Tuesday, but I'm not 100% on that date. Don't quote me. Okay, this one is not going on well with the brush, so we're going to try our finger for refresh. See if that helps things along a little bit. Well, this is coming out soft. Like, I mean, in appearance. It's not as pigmented as I thought it would be, but it is definitely easier to apply than the Melt Cosmetics was. And they've got the light green areas cornered. Okay. This is one of those palettes that take a lot of time to build up, and it's going to blend away really quick. It's kind of a little patchy, but like I said, for the price point, we're still miles ahead of where the Melt Cosmetics was. You know what? Just for grins and giggles, let's pull out Lime, the glitter, and see how that looks. Just for grins and wow. Oh, I was not expecting it to stick that well to my eye. I kind of thought it would go everywhere first. Now I am, if you look on the cheekbone, I'm getting a little bit of fallout. Not what I would consider a lot of fallout, but some. And it's not so much the glitter, but it seems to be, Refresh seems to be doing a little bit more falling out than, than I thought it would. Okay. That is a lot glitterier than I thought. The greens aren't nearly as pigmented on the eye as I originally thought it would be. You know what, let's try a slightly different look. Maybe I'm picking too many cool light tones all at once. Let's go with, we're going to start off with Coaster on the other eye and see how that goes. Okay. Now I'm just following this along the socket line for me. Like where my eyeball sits in here and the bone meets. That does a lot more color than the last one did. Like, that is a little bit more vibrant. I like that. I'm not even gonna pretend. Now, okay, just for grins and giggles, let's use Cool. To do the lid line. See if Cool lets me apply it, or if I'm gonna have to finger that one in too. You know, that is more of a blue. That one's definitely gonna be more of a fingering it in. It does make it definitely a little harder to blend when you have to apply by finger. The metallics are pretty, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what do we think so far? That is blue and green. And if you can't tell, my finger went everywhere. Okay. Okay, I'm not even... We're gonna take a little bit of garnish and work it in up here. See if we can potentially soften some of this out. I cannot wait for my beauty salon to open back up. Of course you have to wear masks. I get that. Although I'm not really sure how they're gonna do waxings with masks. Like eyebrows and all that, I'm not really sure. So far I'm actually liking this a little bit better than this. And that's kind of a surprise for me because I'm not big on blue makeup, but this is definitely blue tinging towards green. And you know what, just for grins and giggles, we're gonna put Juicy right on the center of the eyelid and see how it looks. Or maybe it's not going to come off my eye at all. Okay, that's not working. That's not going to sit in the center and brighten it up because of probably the texture. Like I had needed to finger apply the bluish color, and this is basically the same formula. So one is not sitting on top of the other. I mean, it would look really pretty if it did, but it's just not doing that. Okay. That's the case. Let's try smoke then. Let's try a little bit of a smoking color. Let's go with Muddle and add a little darkness to the corner. Okay, this metallics formula does not really want to mix with anything. So I would say you would almost have to be 100% married to the color before you apply it. Make sure you've got everything else around it done already, or it's not gonna, ooh. And remember I said it does not want to mix with anything? Look at this. We have fallout, and it's of the darkest color that I'm trying to smoke it out with. It just refuses to mix or adhere with anything else, and I mean the metallic formula. Like if I move it up here, it will mix with the matte that I have in the socket line, and it will darken it, you see? But when it comes to where I applied the metallic, it's kind of fighting me the whole way. So I guess when you do this, you're gonna have to be a little bit more careful. You're gonna have to definitely do this almost in layers. Like your matte down and the metallic is gonna have to be saved for the very last, same with the glitter set. Thankfully, with the Mojito palette, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different mattes out of 12. So that's just about half of the palette. That's not bad. I'm counting only one glitter and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metallics, which is these. And then this is the only one I would consider like a duochrome almost, because while it looks like this black color, when you actually swipe it and swatch it, it's definitely got a green in there. Like there is no missing the green in it when you have it on you and when you're looking at it on your hands. There's no missing it. Okay, these are 2 different looks you can get with this palette. Let's do a little blending, see if that helps over here. That actually seems to be helping a little bit. You know what, let's stand up and take a look, see. Okay. Well, this has got a high transfer rate. I just made the mistake of leaning my elbow onto my thigh, and now my thigh has stripes of colors. I was not expecting that. That's actually kind of funny. Let's just wipe all 4. Wow, that is, look at that. Look at all the glitter on that. That is a lot of chunk glitter. Like, I think that is my least favorite color. I mean, it looks beautiful, but I think that's my least favorite one, just because it's going to be such a pain getting rid of all of the glitter. Okay, stand up. Take a look. Okay, if I was going for a oceany kind of theme, a bluish greeny one, I am liking this. The metallic is a little bit harder to work with than I anticipated. The glitter, wow. I did not expect that to sit as well as it did. That one I thought was going to chunk out all over my cheeks, but as we can see here on some of this, it's actually anything you're trying to put over the metallic that seems to be coming off. Like, I like this look. This one could use some work. Trying to decide how to actually end this. Okay, let's just give what my honest thoughts on this palette are. For the price point, it's not bad. If you're looking for something with some definite color in it, this is not bad. Although I would not rebuy it. I will use it because I've purchased it, and odds are I will use mostly the mattes because I do like the greens. I do like the mattes. I actually like the matte formula in this. It looks super pigmented in this. On application, it's not as pigmented as you would expect from the swatchings. You do have to build the color up a little bit, which does happen, especially with pressed powders. But when it comes to the metallics, I'm a little frustrated that they're not blending in any way. So if you're looking for something bright and you're looking to try something different, I would say go with this. This is an okay one. If you're looking for high quality, that is not what this is. This would definitely be drugstore to mid-grade. And it's not terrible. Honestly, it's not terrible. If you're just looking for color options, this is actually a really good one. And the colors are not terrible. But as you can see from some of them, they're not super dark. They're not super pigmented. So half one way, 6 the other, you know. Now look at this. I'm actually a little surprised this one is stuck around so strongly. When we wipe it all off, it's green. It's nothing but green. That is so cool. Okay, colors-wise, I was more impressed with the Melt Cosmetics. But you couldn't manipulate the formula at all. Even for application, it was not a good formula. This one, I like the formula better, the most part. Definitely like the mattes in this one. The metallics go on, but the metallics don't blend with anything. The glitter stays on way, way better than I thought it would. I thought that would fall out in massive freaking chunks, but it didn't. Like, it's staying really well on there, so whatever it's mixed in with as a medium seems to be working. Ooh, definitely left a green mark. And a lot of fallout from that attempt at smoking it. So, you got fallout. You got definite fallout. For the most part, for its price point, it's not a terrible palette. If you're looking at this to be high quality, I would call this mid-grade. Mid-grade to lower end. Its price point wasn't stupidly high though, so if you're just looking for palettes to spice up what you have, or to add colors you didn't already have, or just for the color story, this is a good palette. If you're looking for high quality, this is not for you. This is something you wear just for fun, probably summer night, yay! Okay? It's not terrible, it's not great. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but I'm not saying it should be burned at the stake either. It's just there. Okay, has anybody else tried this company or this palette? I would be interested. Maybe I'm applying this in a less than great way. I would like to know what you guys think. I mean, anybody else used this? Anybody else tried this brand? Okay, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. What do you think of the color story? Like, I actually like the color story on this, and I kind of wish if it was a slightly different formula, this would probably go a lot further. But this is a good color story. It is what it is. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's mediocre. Okay, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if anybody's tried this, or if anybody's got any good suggestions for palettes, like greens. I'm looking for greens and pinks right now. I'm really jazzing on those. I've got a couple more coming in the mail from a couple different companies. Makeup Geek. I ordered something off of the Ulta website. I'm expecting my dose of color and Blushing Berry. I'll go into that one in another video. I had some issues with that one in shipment, but that was not to the fault of the company. Okay, guys, thanks. Have a nice night. Leave comments. And remember, wear your mask, social distancing, wash your hands. And we are waiting on our second wave, guys. Be nice to your essential workers. They have no choice in any of this stuff. Thanks.